Should I make my move? Yeah, I think I talked to everyone. Okay, so it is that, girl from the thing. The, obviously a party member.
Where'd they go?
Ooh. That was subtle. Into the garage, maybe? That would have been loud.
They're just gone. How?
Got some speed on you.
Up. Oh!
Gotcha!
Is everything okay, Van? Huh? How adorable.
Okay, so he has the invisibility option. Is that part of the Ziffa, or does he just have something else that lets him do that? I thought they seemed to imply the Ramda was the specific thing for that.
The hell? A kid?
I can't believe I let a civilian get the better of me. You knew I was tailing you and led me here on purpose, didn't you?
Civilian. You see the dog tag, yeah?
Well, I knew I wasn't gonna lose you, so this was the next best thing.
I know we don't actually know if he's been in the military or whatnot, but it's like a big, like... Obviously, someone might just be dead, and that's their dog tag. But also, it could be his. I feel like I don't want to assume someone's dead until told otherwise, basically. Especially after the comment Elaine made, where it was implying that Agnes is a civilian while Van and her are not in some capacity. Which could just be the profession element of it. Yeah.
That was a form of active camo using shards. Same kind of thing Ramdas can do. Just works different.
Good to know. Will we ever use that again?
You can do that with shards, too? You are the real deal, huh? Actually, even realer than real. Glad I decided to come, even with what Abby said. Abby? If I recall, that means...
It's father, from a dialect in the Central East. With how fast you are and the way you're dressed, are you... Wait a minute. I think I just realized something else.
What's wrong?
How are you a Jaeger in the Kruger Corps at your age? You're one hell of a girl.
What?
Fairy. Okay.
I'm the eldest daughter of the warriors of Kruga's vice chief, Farida Al-Fayed. I came here to ask for your help, Mr. Arkwright. Could we go somewhere to talk?
I assume the vice chief Farida. And her name's Fairy, and like some cultural... Yeah, that's not too uncommon that kids would be named like that. Yeah, we can go talk. Oh, wow, this is my first time hearing about the Warriors of Kruga. So you're just from, just below the Ichgol Mountains in the Central East? I wish I had a freaking map in front of me. I really do wish I had a map that I could just pull up in the same way I can pull up the log.
Along the northern edge of the Central East, yeah. We see ourselves as, and live a lifestyle befitting of warriors. We revere flames and the goddess Arusha.
Their whole tribe forms one major core that serves to rep the whole Central East. They're very proud and value their traditions, though, so they won't take on jobs they deem immoral. And if you surprise people so upstanding would let a kid fight, well, me too.
Oh, please. I'm not a full-fledged warrior like Ubby yet. But it's nice to hear you think of me as one.
Innocent little thing, isn't she? Yes, she strikes me as very pure of heart. I'm guessing she hasn't taken a life at this point. So you're looking for another Jaeger Corps, is that right? One called Eisen's Child? Huh. Ida. They're another famous high-ranking corps in central Zemuria. They work out of the free cities to the north and got a lot of former soldiers in their ranks. Fairly decent group for Jaeger Corps too. They take care of the city's defenses and stuff. That's interesting. I didn't know there were so many different kinds of Jaeger Corps.
We've clashed against the Eisenshield a lot over the years.
Oh, Eisenshield. That is not... Okay, Eisenshields. Okay. Not how I expected that to be pronounced.
Our last one was around a couple weeks ago in a proxy war against them. We eventually settled that and both sides left the battlefield. But from what I've heard, one unit of the Eisenshield Jaegers still hasn't returned home yet.
Huh. And you sure they didn't take on another job on the way back, right?
We're sure. Their regimental commander contacted our village directly asking if we knew anything.
So why are you looking for them? Just out of obligation?
Ubby, our vice chief, has been so worried that he's doing just about everything he can to find them.
Huh. Out of the goodness of his heart, or out of a desire to not deteriorate relationships on suspicion? I mean, it could also be both, but... Yeah, that's so. Sorry, I'm a little confused. Didn't you say that both of your corps fought as enemies only a couple weeks ago?
I did? Why?
It struck me as war games, so... It's a Jaeger thing, don't worry about it. As soon as the fighting stops, it's water under the bridge for them. It's not uncommon for them to be enemies on one job and allies on the next. How unusual.
I didn't mean to confuse you, but he's right. We don't bear them any ill will. The leader of the unit that vanished has actually always been real good to me.
Actually, that's fair. The leader. Okay, for some reason I didn't catch on that. Catch onto that part. Really? What kind of person are they?
Her name's Ida. She's one of the most capable Jaegers in her corps.
Oh, that woman. Okay.
We fought as allies and as enemies a lot since I first became a warrior 2 years ago. She also teaches me all kinds of things on our off days, or when our corps train together too. It would have been easy to ignore someone as young as me, but she's been nothing but a true friend. Or maybe even a sister. I already have an older brother, but if I had to picture what an older sister would be like, it'd be her.
Sorry, random thing. How did she introduce her eldest daughter? Okay, my bad. I didn't get the daughter part of it.
She's very, very important to me. So of course I wanted to join in on the search party for her, but they wouldn't let me. Ubby said it was because I'm still only 13 and don't know anything outside of war and our village.
We are recruiting a lot of kids. Because she's definitely in the party based on, like, the art that I have when I open the game. Yeah. Makes sense. That's why you came all the way to Calvard. Because you couldn't give up.
That's right. I left on my own and rode on buses and trains for the first time to get here.
Well, your parents are probably incredibly worried about you. Even especially in a Jaeger Corps, where like there's actual danger you may be in just from like walking around and like participating in missions.
We know that Ida's unit came through Calvard on their way home. So if they really have gone missing, the odds are they're somewhere in this country. As for why I came to you, I've heard about you from the warriors in my village. They told me about a Spriggan in Calvard's capital who was willing to lend an ear to even Jaegers like us. This is a lump of Argem. Will this be enough to cover your fees for helping me find Ida?
Argem, that sounds familiar. It's it's low res, but still.
Don't worry. I got this legitimately through a job.
Actually, that makes me wonder. That makes me wonder. Might the quality of a gemstone in a video game universe be based on how many polygons or The resolution of its texture. That's like the way that you grade them. But that's... You kidding me? Lump that big could fetch around 100,000 mira easy. Well, we can talk about money stuff later. But just to be upfront, our rate's 1,000 mira an hour, excluding other necessary expenses. I'm not in the market for a 100-hour job.
What do you...
You don't have to make it sound like you're turning her down. You're still going to help her, aren't you? Don't make it sound like it's an easy yes. This one seems like a little more trouble than we can afford to handle. Everything about it screams trouble, in fact. Still got your case to work on, too, so can't just drop everything for some far-off... What?
Huh? Your back is glowing.
Great timing. My great-grandfather wrote that the 8 Genesees are drawn to one another. This is the first time I've seen it react this way. And that just happened to do so now. I wish I could chalk it up to superstitious bull, but...
I'm not sure what's going on. It's really pretty, but what is it?
It's a memento of my great-grandfather that has a special power. And it just might help us find Ida.
You really think so?
Maybe? Maybe. Easy there. I'm not gonna commit to the job just yet. First, I need a better hold of the overall situation. Can you help fill in some gaps for us?
Oh, yeah, of course I can.
Well, it certainly is a lot of useful information. It's also fragmented that it doesn't feel like it will bring us much closer to finding what we're looking for. Unfortunately. I feel like it's only just starting to set in how big this country is. Yeah, no, Calvard's like Arabonia size, right? I knew it was big from looking at maps, but that didn't tell me just how many groups and forces were at work. Well, it's not one of the 2 big powerhouses of the continent for nothing. Hell, it takes the #1 spot now. We got plenty of cores of our own based here. Then we got syndicates, mafias, and other shady groups and spies from abroad lurking around every corner. I guess Ida would have had to conceal her identity while passing through here, which will make it even more difficult to find her. Don't worry, Van's the perfect man for the job. He has all kinds of shady connections on call around here, don't you? Just all kinds of fine blurting that out now, huh? There's the limitation.
Hello, Van. I've been expecting your call.
There is always going to be a limitation to the connections that one has, right? If that's the main thing you're relying on. That sounds like... it was a 50-50 chance it was you. You know exactly who my next client is then, huh?
Indeed. Farida Al-Fayed, daughter of the warriors of Kruga's vice chief.
Oh, okay, so she's Farida. Okay, got it.
I also know she wants your help in finding a missing Jaeger core.
How do you... I'm gonna say they've been on her ever since she arrived in the capital. CID's database isn't just for show. But if you know exactly what she's here for, then you probably played a part in why the core has gone AWOL, right? Is that really true? I'd be lying if I said it isn't. We caught wind of their movements 10 days ago on the way back from the Free Cities via Calvard. Yes, a map! Okay. Holy moly, that's a lot of stuff to take in. As you well know, there are no laws that prohibit Jaeger cores from entering or leaving the country. However, we in the CID make it our business to know exactly what each core is doing while here. Holy moly, I'm doing that a lot today. We also take advantage of particularly capable units to train our own Special Ops Division from time to time. Special Ops Division? Hercules, right? Heard it was given a serious overhaul after it screwed up against the Empire a couple years back. The capabilities of each individual unit differ greatly even now, I'm afraid. All this has to say, we set one of the more promising units against Ida, the Flame Eater and her core. I would note that the goal of this operation was not to merely encircle her unit, not to engage in combat. And while the operation started off on the right foot, she managed to break through our lines and escape. I can say the news came as any surprise to me, knowing the core she was in before. Yeah, no, I've heard the rumors. Still, this was all 10 days ago. I understand the initial trouble that happened, but she hasn't been captured since then, has she? That is correct. I'll send you the data on where we cornered her, but beyond that, I've told you all that I know. This is going to be an excuse to leave the city. Consider this my way of repaying my debt to you. And the other day, I leave the rest to you. Hey, don't hang up. Come on. They just had to stick their fingers in this pie, huh? So it seems. CID is Calvard's intelligence division, right? So that even they couldn't catch her. She's so awesome. Way to think positive, kiddo. Well, I feel like we can narrow down where she could be now. Let's review what we've got so far again. Let's just do it. The Free Cities. Interesting. I recognize Romaferi and Orid. Shining Hills, Grail Village, Anchorville, Arasion. That's the place that woman was from. This is where the CID tried and failed to corner Ida's core. So, after we eliminate where the CID's units was, we can narrow down their escape route to 3 possible locations. Which one do you think was the most likely? With the surrounding terrain and villages, I think they returned via... I mean, it sounds like all places we're going to go to eventually. It would be funny if they, like, let us make a choice and we just, like, go to a different place depending on what we chose. Ooh, that would be a hell in a game developer. So, I mean, if I'm going to take the arrows on their face, the right route... If I'm going to be serious, like, the answer I'm probably going to give is going to be based around the idea of where is the most likely place for us to actually go? And I feel like Arasion, if they ever pronounce it and give me a pronunciation that I can remember, seems like it's been mentioned. So I get the feeling we're probably going to actually go there. Can't see him taking him direct route. Okay. Fine. Okay, that was going to be my second one. Because the other option was like, hey, if they went to a port, then they'd just be on the sea and there wouldn't be that much of a story to tell, right? This route will open up to even 4 times the options to get back home. Plus, it makes sense they'd want to go through another country to get to the CID off their back. Now, if they took this route here, they most likely stopped off at... Grail Village. Oh, hey! It's a farming village to the northwest known for its gorgeous rustic scenery. I've never been there myself, but it sounds like it rings a bell for you, Fairy. It does. Ida's told me about it before. She says that public transportation is well built there, even though it's so rural. So it's a good spot to resupply. That I should come visit there, since the scenery's so pretty and the food's so good. I see. Oh! What the hell? I think that settles it. Why is it... Okay. Why would it glow not via proximity, but via a, hey, you're doing the right thing. Why would it do that specifically? This isn't like implying... This doesn't seem to be implying a proximity thing. Like, oh, we're close to it, so it's glowing. It implies it's like it has some ability to, one, analyze the situation, and two, tell us that we're going in the right direction. Why do I get the feeling that we're collecting these only to doom the world? I think that settles it. The other thing that comes to mind is the idea that it might be time-Septarian based, especially if we know that Ouroboros already has it, and if we're going to say, go back to like some of my earlier speculation that like Ouroboros worked with Epstein initially in order to get this started, either like he was unaware, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, but like based off the Septarian time, we think they already have it in some form based on the thing that happened in Crossbell during Azure. But the fact that having something left over, or maybe it's split into multiple pieces, could imply that the reason it's shining isn't because the fact that it has time, and you could have sort of like that causality element of it, could imply that there's something from the Septarian time that makes it like possible, basically, right? I can save on the 3rd floor tonight. I give a heads up to our landlord. Okay. I'm not really sure what the Septarian time exactly how it would do it, but that's like the best setup in order to make a, hey, you're taking the right route to get to your destination sort of effect, if I was going to pick one at the very least. September 7.
Wow! Your truck is huge!
It is such a freaking basic-ass truck.
Oh yeah, she's a big girl.
That is such a fucking American truck. I don't like trucks. So I'm like actively like, I don't care for this.
Of the 4 big car manufacturers in Calvard, Ingrid's got the best rep when it comes to sports cars. This here's the best one they ever made, and I went ham tuning her up even further.
Sports car? A sport truck?
You can see what I mean at the front, and in the suspension system where I've...
I can't follow a word you're saying, but it sure looks nice.
Should have known you wouldn't be able to appreciate a man's one true love. I appreciate that people have learned like an entire lifetime's worth of knowledge about cars in like 5 years. You want to tell me why women only want to date guys with rides but don't want to hear about said rides? Man. Careful painting all woman with that excessively large brush you've got there. Even if it's true I don't care about cars at all. Well, whatever tuning is, I'm sure it's made your truck look very cool. Just get in and be quiet before you make me cry.
What's all this whining first thing in the morning?
Oh, you're the kind of people who gave me food yesterday. Hey, guys. Do you really come all the way out here just to see us off?
Yeah. Mostly for Agnes. And Fairy, but... Van too, I guess.
Aww. I heard that.
We also wanted to bring you this. It's got sandwiches, milk, and coffee. I'm sure you haven't had much time for breakfast this morning.
Nice, thank you. Oh, you really shouldn't have. Thank you so much. And if you did so much for me yesterday, too. They're way too nice for their own good. I really don't know how to thank you.
Oh, think nothing of it. Making a guest feel welcome is what a good host does.
I hope Van, does something to make, reciprocate this kindness. Because it's, I'm not saying it's bad for them to be kind, but, when it feels a bit too one-sided, it feels worse.
You would do the same in your home, too, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Kids your age gotta eat a lot to grow up big and strong. Keep an eye on them both, all right, Van?
Will do. And thanks for coming to see us off, Yums.
Have a safe trip.
Aw. Also, I hate those highlighter green fucking rims. I hate them. There's
Wow, it's so fast!
there is absolutely so much about this car that is like everything I dislike in cars. Oh.
And it still manages to be such a smooth ride, too. I think I can see a little of why you're so proud of it, Van.
I'd really start to cry if you couldn't. We'll be out of the capital and on the northern highway in 10 or so. Then I'll show you how fast and smooth my baby can really be.
Oh no.
It can go even faster? Just try to keep it safe, please.
Yeah, this is definitely the America of the Trails universe. We're legit. Oh, what a that's such an interesting sight. The classic Trails map, like, traveling scene, and it's a freaking, like, Ford pickup. What a freaking sight. Like, it's... Oh. I don't know how to react to this, because it's just straight up, like, it's so fucking American looking. To the, like, in the ways I don't like America, but I don't like trucks. I'm biased. It just feels so American. I wonder if it's more, because there is some truth to the truck element of it. I wonder how much of it is intentionally trying to be like, we have this French America location. We want to make our character feel American. Let's give him a truck. I wonder if that actually was the thought process. I wonder. Still not sure you should have come along for the ride, Agnes. I know you've got 3 days off, but the new term started, didn't it? What, you've got no work to do? I just didn't want to be the only one left out. The Genesee seem to be so involved in this somehow, too. So it can be that there's a role here that only... So it could be that there's a role here that only I can play. And I applied for permission to be off campus for a few days last night, so don't worry, I'm not breaking any rules. You thought this through way too hard. Aramis has always been way too lax with rules for such a big-name academy. Always. So this has come up before for you? So if you're going to such a famous academy, why are you working for Mr. Arkwright? Is it a part-time job? Oh, that's right. I've only just started, though. I didn't have much say in that matter. Oh, and Farida, Van is fine. I'm getting paid for this, so you're my client. No need to be polite. But... Okay, but only if you call me Fairy. Okay. I will say, it becomes a lot less American with him on that side. With the roads being backwards. Can I just flip the image whenever we're doing... I might just flip the image whenever we're doing highway scenes in this from now on. Sure, if that works for you. If you're 13, then you must attend Sunday school at the temple, right? Yeah, I started senior classes this year. They're a lot harder than what I'm used to. Oh, but the temples here aren't the same as the ones I know, I think. Oh, that's right. We have churches and chapels instead. Though they serve the same purpose. But there are temples for worship in Calvard, too. You got Arusha, the Wind Goddess, in the Central East, and Idios, the Sky Goddess, in the West. They're believed to be the one and the same, even if the names are different, though. She's even got another name if you go farther east. Oh yeah, Ida told me about that. Feels like there's so much out there for me to learn. Still, it sounds like Ida taught you a lot. Oh, she did. Not just about fighting, but about different places across the continent. What's popular in those places? I know this will sound weird after I've already asked you to find her, but I still can't believe her corps would just disappear the way it did. They're all hardened Jaegers who have just been able to handle anything thrown their way. Okay, that's something I didn't process correctly either. it's just straight up the core that went missing, which fits with everything else, and I sort of figured by this point. For some reason, I thought it was just one person specifically, but they meant one core. Like, one part of the core. Your friend from the CID called her, the Flame Eater, didn't he? Yeah, pretty well-known name among Jaegers. They say she uses surgical precision with knives and gunfire to cut through enemy morale and momentum. She joined Eisenschild 5 years ago after her old corps disbanded, I think. That sounds about right. She was in another corps.
She was. A really famous one, too. It was called Zephyr and was one of the 2 biggest Jaeger corps in the West. It was made up of a small number of combat specialists, the Jaeger King being its head. And Ida used to lead one of their units. But after the Jaeger King died 5 years ago, the whole corps fell apart. That was when she moved on to Eisenschild.
Shield. Oh my goodness, I'm never ever gonna do that right, am I? This is also interesting. I didn't realize Jaeger corps could have such a rich history. Zephyr's still around, by the way. Just in a different form. But yeah, their rep back in the day was something else. I can't see someone who used to work with him going down easily. So you think so too? But if she's fine, then why hasn't she made contact with the rest of her corps? All of this is making my head hurt. Oh, don't worry. We'll find her for you. Even if she isn't in Creole, we'll be sure to find some clue that will take us to her.
You told us how deep your bond with her goes. That alone will surely draw the 2 of you back together. Where there's a will, there's a way. And Van and I have the will to find you a way.
You're starting to do a lot of talking for me, aren't you, Agnes?
You mean it? Well, thank you. I'll be counting on you both.
Thinking about it, I might have had some indirect involvement with Ida 2 years back. Ooh. She chose against her old, to go against her old home and help our side back then. Ooh. Oh, the other logo looked... Ouroboros was one. The other one was... Oh, wait. Red... Okay. That was Red Constellation. Okay. So are we going to say that? Van was part of Red Constellation. Okay. That's an interesting backstory. That's actually a really interesting backstory. If so. Huh. Because that, Because that's just straight up like... Yeah, that's like Shirley's and Randy's, right? That's a very interesting connection. I wonder if one of them will show up by that basis, if that is the case. It makes no sense that someone of her skill wound up in Vanish. It makes no sense that someone of her skill would up in Vanish, and with a Genesis maybe involved. Yeah, there's got to be more to this than there seems. The only question is whether she went dark by her own volition. Which is perfectly possible. She could just be laying low for a while. The question is, why? Especially if people are looking for her, right? Wow, the scenery here is beautiful. Everything's so green. I don't get to feel like this anywhere I live. There isn't much like this near the capital either. We haven't passed another car in ages. It makes it feel like we've had the whole picturesque view to ourselves. That's how it goes on an old country road. Old? It has asphalt. But we're making good time. If we keep going like this, we'll be there in time for lunch. Is something wrong, Van? Something's not right up ahead. Oh, something's not right up ahead. Might be a kid, but you're not a Kruger warrior for nothing, huh? I'm gonna pull over. Be ready for a fight. All right. I will say, I was expecting a point to stop and save, admittedly. Sorry. That bus has been surrounded by monsters. Wolves, I count 6, 7, 8. Well, this is a familiar sight. Is Estelle and Joshua going to show up? I hate working for free. You can't say that. How can you stand by when there are people in danger? I know. Watch yourself if you're going to pitch in. You in or you out, Fairy?
What do you think? I'm in.
It's like highlighter green, too. Highlighter yellow. What is that?
It's a rifle blade used in our core. I'll use it to keep both of you safe. Now, may Arusha watch over us.
Okay, then. Let's do this. Target in range was... Oh! So there is a target button. I was wondering about that. Is that specifically for her?
Here goes. I'm on the scene.
Let's get to work.
Charge attack's ready for now.
Looks like the gang's on here.
Wait, now, let's make the first move.
That's a lot of enemies.
We flinched.
Okay, 3-person party.
The boost would work here.
What have we got? Rapid burst slow. Side attack bonus.
I'll round them up and scatter them.
Going all in. Hit him fast, Barry.
I've got you now. Burn! A chance.
Okay, so I can't double.
Time to go all
Certain
Wait.
arts will be more effective.
How unfortunate.
Bring the light. White heal.
Thanks, pal.
I'll
She
round
already
them
has
up
an
and scatter them.
S-craft.
I'll round them
Allow
up
all
and
the
scatter
stops.
them.
Even if I can't use it.
Good luck, Harry. Here I go.
That sort of craft is way less useful than it
Bring
used
it
to
on.
be. It's used to use this.
Pull out all the stops.
Does this hit every... I think this is saying that it's full. Yeah, it does seem like it's implying that it does that.
Blades protect us. It'll be all right. Great circle of light. Give unto us the breath of life.
Okay,
Boost
that's
gauge
good.
limit increased.
A chance.
The sort of cinematic feel to them does feel purposefully...
Brace yourself.
simplified. So they're not quite as impressive as I'm used to, for all intents and purposes, basically.
Vandalize. Raid.
They're still cool, but especially without the
Hit him
cut-in.
fast, Barry.
Activating skill.
Have some more.
Yeah, I forgot that I need to remember that S-crafts are like purposely there to let me just do a bunch of S boosts too. They want you to spam S-crafts, or they like designed it into the combat for the sake of the boost.
Let's hurry on ahead.
Oh, where did the car go? Oh. Anyways. That is probably a
Here
good
goes.
place to end it for this. Well, the wolves are still there. They're just going to have to wait and go hungry. That's probably a good place to end it for the day. I've been recording for 3.5 hours, so I think I'll leave it there. This is going to go up. This is going to be said on my channel when the actual episode of this goes up way later than I'm saying it, on the basis that I'm still in that mode where I'm like playing through a chapter and then editing everything and then posting it. So this, I don't know when this will all go up, but I do want to get chapter 1 up relatively quick. And then chapter 2 is probably going to be more where there's going to be more of a delay. I guess it depends how long chapter 1 is ultimately. That's probably the bigger thing. So, I think I'll leave it there. And I'll see you all next time.
Well,
Drive safely. Quiet, man. I'll see you all next time. Drive safely, everyone.